Hello everyone, it's Farket here, and in this video I'm going to show you the health of all the enemies. Now this was done using Hazard's damage mod. What it does is it shows a health display bar after you hit an enemy. It might have some issues, but it might be the game itself. I got a lot of weird results, though after testing things a lot more times, you usually get a more accurate result. Now because there is quite a few enemies in the game, and I did test this on normal and hard survival, I'm not going to read out each number because there's a lot. I've put the table on the screen so you can see the numbers for yourself. That's probably a better way to do it. Now I've also put the damage there from the damage video just to give you a bit more of an idea of what you're dealing with. Now Hazard's mod is outdated. Hazard hasn't been working on mods too much. He decided to work on Champions of the Forest a bit more, and he's rolled a lot of his mods into that one. So this mod is actually for version 1.08, but I don't think it's that outdated. The only thing is that it didn't show the worm's health. Now I've put the end boss health there, but don't worry, there's no spoilers. And I decided to remove the girl footage I had as well, because that's technically a spoiler. Now while doing this, I realized that player versus player damage, player versus building damage, and player versus enemy damage is all different. They all give different results. I'll put up a screenshot of some of the values I got with some of the weapons I tested. Either the game is just very inconsistent, the code's a bit rough, or maybe it's that way to prevent us from figuring the damage numbers out. It could be both. No, it's just the way it is. I'm going to do another video on Hazard's damage mod showing the weapon damage, and then run it by all the other tests I've done. So there's 3 sets of damage tests. There's the PvP damage, damage versus buildings, and damage versus enemies. And every one of them gives a different result. So I think if you measure them all by each other, you'll probably get a consistent result, I think. Except I found that the chainsaw does a lot more damage versus buildings than any of the other weapons. It does crazy damage to buildings. Might be part of how they cut down trees, I'm not sure. Now going over the table, there isn't too much that stands out, I think. There's a few things that did, and I'll go through them. One's the regular female, she had 115 health. Was the regular male only had 91. I personally found that odd, why the females have so much health, but hey, it's 2020 folks. I guess that night's all for gender equality, eh? Or maybe it was just a bug, I'm not sure. Next on there that I can see is that the boss baby and mutant baby. At the end of the game, boss drops different types of babies, but they're not different. They've got the exact same health, but I thought I'd put it there because technically they are different things. I don't know what's different about them though. The cowman, he had the same amount of health on normal mode as he did on hard survival. I think that might be an oversighting in the code, or maybe that they felt that the cowman was difficult enough. He's not too difficult. You just got to set him on fire if you're struggling, because he gets perma-stunned by it. He can't actually deal with being on fire at all. He just can't. He just can't even, bro. But he just can't deal with being on fire. He just stands there burning away. He doesn't fight back or anything, whereas the Virginia and Armsy, they go ape shit, mate. They go, yeah, they don't like it. Also, the girl had the same health on normal and hard survival. Same with the end boss. I don't really know why. Maybe they just felt it was difficult enough. The worm was one that didn't report back any health, though after testing, it came in at around 10 health. So what I did is I used the bone, which was doing 1 damage to him, and it took 10 hits. Enemies do regenerate health, though it happens around the lower stages. Say, I think the bottom 10% when they start getting really low on health. For instance, you can't shoot them with a poison arrow when they're low health and expect them to die. They'll regenerate through it. Also, when the enemies drag away their comrades, when they're fallen in battle, this makes them regenerate a lot of life. I think up to about half, I think. Other things that stand out, the leaders do have more health, though their damage is around the same. Skinnies obviously have lesser health than the normal cannibals, the regular ones, though they are faster. Blue Armsy appears to have the highest health in the game, especially on hard survival. He's got 375, whereas the end boss only got 370. It's questionable which one's more difficult to fight. I'll leave that up to you. You'll probably notice that there's some inconsistencies with the health between normal and hard survival. The reason for that is that it's not a clear percentage. It's not like, oh, if you play on hard, every enemy is 50% harder. They haven't done it that way. They've done it in a way that's like certain enemies might have 20% and others might have 40%, but I'm just going off the top of my head. I don't know what the exact numbers are. They're on the wiki though. I'll put them under the enemies page if you're interested. The reason they possibly did that is that they adjusted the spawn rates differently as well. The difference between normal and hard survival, harder types of enemies will spawn more likely on hard survival. So they're probably not adjusted as much to have a bigger increase. If you notice that the lower tiers, like the normal cannibals and that, their health increases quite a lot. But if you go to, say, painted variants, they've only got like an extra 30 health or something like that. So basically, as hard and hard survival go on, it actually kind of gets easier because they're not as strong compared to what they are in normal. So it becomes a bit more of a, yeah, I don't know what the word is, equilibrium. No, that's too fancy for me. There's no different variations of the fireman. He just comes out as the same one. He's actually quite weak. The order I've got them in is kind of how they appear, sort of. I don't know, actually looking at it, it's a bit messy. Pale skinny and pale are separated, but oh well. There's no skinny variant of the painted tribes. I guess they felt too superior. The painted ones are the ones that have got crosses on them. Normal ones are very white in color. I think they paint themselves with white paint or something. But yeah, there's not much else to tell. Yeah, but that's it. That's all their health. Hopefully it's accurate, and hopefully Hazard's not trolling us. I doubt he would. As for the names at the top, that's just his sense of humor. Whether you find it funny or not, I guess it's up to the individual. Some of them are funny. Some of them mention me. I don't know why. Hazard's actually quite a good modder. He knows his stuff, and he's quite young too. I think he's only 16 or 17, and he started doing it when he was 14 or something like that. So he's got a lot of potential. Whether he's going to come back and make mods for the Sons of the Forest, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Anyway, there's a link in the description for this mod. You got to change the options menu because he has it as the Windows key. I think he's done that to troll. I don't know. You can't put it as the Windows key because it will just keep sending you to Windows every time you press it. But apart from that, it's pretty easy to use. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.